Are you having trouble thinking about content? Maybe you're in a standstill, maybe you don't know what to post. Well, you've come to the right video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can create one piece of long form content and make that into multiple pieces of content for multiple different channels so that you can never be stuck ever again. Hi, I'm Felice. I'm a Pinterest manager and blogger, and I've been where you are. I sometimes struggle with content myself and figure out what I should post about, what I should talk about, and sometimes it can get really frustrating. But I figured out a way that works for me, and hopefully it can work for you as well. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create one singular content into multiple forms of content so you never run out of ideas. So first, let's talk about something I always talk about, which is keyword research. And keyword research is so important. It's not just for like Pinterest or blogs, it's really just for what is popular and what is trending in your niche. So you could go with something that's popular in pop culture, like the Drake and Kendrick beef, or you could even talk about the Met Gala or whatever is popular in your country, in your city that's going on, and repurpose that content and talk about how it connects to your business, to your blog post, to even just your opinions as a content creator. And this is a great way to figure out what is popular in your niche right now and how you can use pop culture to get more views, get more clicks on your small business, your blog, or even as just a content creator. And if you don't want to do something like that, you can just figure out what is popular in your niche. Say you're a fashion writer or a fashion blogger. You can use stuff like Pinterest, Google Trends, or just see what's popular on TikTok or YouTube to figure out what styles or what things you should be talking about. I know what's really popular on TikTok right now with fashion is time capsule wardrobe. So what can you wear over and over again in different ways and different styles, and how you can personalize it without having to buy something all the time for different vacations or trips or whatever. So you just have to do a lot of keyword research in the beginning. It's not really scary. It'll help you to understand what your audience is looking for, because I feel a lot of times that people, when they start their business or trying to be a content creator or blogger, they write what they want to write about, what they want to talk about, which is not the worst thing in the world. But if you're doing this to monetize, to get clients, to get more views, you have to think about your audience. And keyword research is one of the best ways to do that. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I have videos about keyword research. I'm happy to dive more into that. Okay, after you've done your keyword research, the next step is to do a piece of long form content. So what is long form content? Basically what I'm doing right here on YouTube. Think of it as a YouTube video, not YouTube shorts, or a podcast, or even a blog post. I would start with something video because video is everywhere on all social media platforms now. So I would do either a YouTube video or a podcast where you record your podcast, and after you do your keyword research, you would do a topic that's really popular and trending right now. And once you create a long form video, I would also add the component of writing a blog post. And I know not everyone's a writer. There's a couple ways you can do this. You could either write your own blog post. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 500 to 1,000 words. You can outsource to hire someone to do it for you. Or we have AI. You could go to ChatGPT or another AI and just say, hey, here's this YouTube video and podcast I created. Can you please create a small blog post about this video? And then they would write the blog post for you, and then you can put it into more of your tone and voice. I think this is great because you can repurpose this multiple different ways. And there's people in your audience who are visual learners and people who like to read instead. So it's great to have both. And I always say, if you're a content creator, if you're a small business owner, it is so important to own your own content. So to have a place like a website where it's your own, people can't take it away, you don't have to go against algorithms, and that your audience can find you in something that you own, it's so, so important. So it's really great to have your own website, and then you can repurpose your YouTube videos. This is what I do. I put this YouTube video on my website. I create a short blog post about it. So this is all about repurposing content. I'll have a blog post about repurposing content and add my YouTube video there as well. So they can find me on YouTube or on my website, watch my YouTube video, and read my blog post. Okay, so now you have two forms of long form content. This is what you're gonna do next. I'm a Pinterest manager, so I'm always gonna talk about Pinterest. Pinterest is a really great tool for marketing, and it's not instant gratification, so that can be a struggle to some people, but it's evergreen marketing. Unlike Instagram or TikTok, your shelf life could be 6 months to a year, 2 years. As long as you have great SEO and good strategy, or a Pinterest manager that can help you with that, Pinterest is a really great tool I think everyone should be on if you have enough content. So I would say after you have your blog post and your video long form, whether that's a podcast or YouTube, then you're going to post all those on Pinterest. So with your blog content, you can create 6 to 5 different pins about one singular post. So that's so much more content that you're putting out that people can reach 6 to 5 different times. Now with your podcast or YouTube, you're going to shorten those clips to the best content you think from those videos, whether they're eye-catching or you say something controversial or you know it's going to pick up someone's attention. You are going to repurpose those videos onto Pinterest in short form, so something between a minute, 2 minutes, and then you can link those videos to your YouTube channel, to your podcast. Same thing with the pins for your blog posts. You can link all those pins that you create for your blog posts to your website. So this is driving traffic to content either you own or to your YouTube channel. It's another great way to market your business without having to constantly be on, because Pinterest is a lot easier than something like an Instagram or a TikTok. Now that you have your video, your blog post, and your pins on Pinterest, now you're gonna go to Instagram and TikTok. So the videos that you created for Pinterest, you can now repurpose them onto your Instagram, to your TikTok as Reels or TikTok videos. You could also repurpose them as carousels or Instagram stories. The only thing I want to remind you is that when you repurpose this content on different platforms, every platform is very different with their copy. So your captions, what you write, the SEO, and the keywords you use. So just make sure that you are changing the copy, because what you write for Pinterest versus what you write for Instagram versus what you write for TikTok are all very different. They're all very different audiences. You need to make sure to rewrite them in the way that works best for that audience. So it's not that hard, but you just need to make sure that you're capturing the voice that that audience is looking for. Because with Pinterest, it's all about keywords and SEO. With Instagram, you can be more witty and have more personality in the caption and still have some keywords in there. And TikTok, you can have some keywords, but your caption doesn't really have to be that long. People care more about the video itself than the actual caption. So now that you have repurposed those videos on your Instagram, on your TikTok, and even Instagram stories and TikTok stories, which I forgot to mention, because TikTok, they're all kind of blending together at this point, but you can repurpose all of that. You should also have a newsletter that goes out once a week to your email list. So in that, you can put a link to your long form video content, your YouTube or your podcast, and then a link to your blog post to your newsletter. And this is really great because it's another way that you have your own audience. You don't have to rely on algorithms, and you can talk to them about this content and give a little information about it, what you think, your ideas, ask them questions to your target audience, and then have them also view your videos or your podcast and your blog post. So we just went through video, long form content, YouTube or podcast, a blog post, repurposing all of that onto Pinterest pins, repurposing the videos on Pinterest pins to TikTok and Instagram, where you can also create stories and carousels about them, and then repurposing the long form content and the blog posts in your newsletter. I know that's a little tricky, but let me know if you have any questions in those steps. You don't have to go exactly that format, but I think having a long form content first and then just breaking it down into small pieces will really help. And then if you are into threads, which I'm not really on, you can also create a small threads about your content, and it can be very similar to your newsletter. But just remember that that one piece of video that you created, whether that's a YouTube video or a podcast, it went through 6 different channels and you created about like 20 pieces of content. And you can do that a few times over and over again, and then you have content for months or years. And it makes content marketing so much easier. You don't have to create everything from scratch, and you can figure out what works and what doesn't work too, like what's trending, what's seasonal, and what's evergreen content that you can post people will be coming back to for years. You can also, I don't do this, I'm not on there, but you can also be on LinkedIn, add your blog post or Facebook page and post your blog posts and your videos on there as well. I'm not big on LinkedIn or Facebook, but I know they work as well. So you don't have to be on all the channels. It can be overwhelming, but I would say pick 3 to 4 different channels when you're starting and just go on those. So and repurpose the content. And then when you have more time or you hire a team, then you can be in as many channels as you want, but also make sure that you're on the channels that your target audience is on. So if your audience is not on LinkedIn, don't go on LinkedIn. If your audience is not on TikTok, don't go on TikTok. Go where they are so they can see you and you can market to them. Let me know if that makes sense. I know that was a lot of information. It can be kind of a little confusing, but just start with the long form content and then take bite size of that content into other forms of video and writing, like a blog post, and put them where it matters, whether that's Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, your newsletter, Threads, LinkedIn, or even Facebook. But I think it's really important to have one long form content, have some place that you own, a website, and then you can be on something like an Instagram or TikTok where you don't own it, but you know that your target audience is on there. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'm happy to answer. I love to make more of this type of video. Let me know what questions you have about content marketing, things that maybe you don't understand, or how to market on a different platform that you're maybe not used to. Whatever questions you have, I'm happy to answer in the comments below or create a whole nother video about this. But thank you so much for watching. I make videos every week and I'm trying to be on lives more. So if you like this content, definitely check out my lives as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Now that you like this video, go check out my next video, 5 SEO tips for Pinterest. See you guys next time. Bye.